Hi everyone, Trina here with another flip through of a journal that I made. This is the third journal I ever made. This is called Faith, and it's number 3 because it's the third one that I made using faith imagery. Okay, this is top-down view, side view, and here's the spine, and there is a tassel here with some beads and such on it. It's just attached with a binder clip that comes off. This can then be used as a bookmark or just set aside. On the spine you can see that there are 3 signatures that have been stitched in, and this was made with an old encyclopedia from about 1980, I think. So I tried to do my best to maintain the integrity of the cover by not doing too much to it. I did put this stretchy lace over and glued it on. It covers up the printing that's on the side. The front has this closure. It's just some stretchy lace and some gold seam binding. So we'll go ahead and take that off and get started. The front has a picture of Christ crucified with a frame that I painted gold, and there's some acetate in there to make it look like a picture frame. Down here is a book plate that I made. Some material, some paper, and little hoppers there, a little bit of bling, and it's just handwritten. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Alright, I'll go ahead and get started. I did try to preserve the end papers of the encyclopedia. I just folded them over, glued them down, made a little pocket here. I did do some punching. There's a letter from the bookmaker here, and in this pocket is just a little card made with some lightweight cardstock that you could use for journaling. And you can't really fit much in these because they're pretty tight. And I do want to point out that this is some of that stretchy lace that is wrapped around the entire spine. You can see where I gutted the book and reinforced the spine with some cardboard there. And these books were made really well. The pages were stapled in, and I struggled a little bit to get them out, but there it is. I didn't try to hide that or mask it because I think in general it's hidden pretty well with just this little bit of stretchy lace. Alright, on to the first signature. There is a page here, tea staining, a little bit of stenciling there. Over here we have this little thing that opens up. Oh, I'm sorry about the shadow coming in from my window. I didn't even realize. I usually record at night. So sorry. Alright, anyway, so this unties. And this just has some of the cardstock there and a little bit of lace trim or a little bit of trim. Opens up like this, and this pulls out. So you can use it for journaling, and you can use it over here as well. And then when this is tied, it actually creates a couple of little tuck spots where you could insert things if you wanted to. Alright, sorry, struggling with getting that tied back. I don't know why my fingers aren't working today. Anyway, so you could tuck something there if you wanted to. Back here, I made this tag. Put some lines on the back. It can be used for journaling. You could also journal there if you want to. A little bit of tracing paper. And here, this flips out this way so you can journal here. This is a really old piece of paper. It's at least 100 years old. I just backed it with a little bit of paper to help me make a pocket using this picture here of Christ crucified. Inside is a tag. Just a little paper clip here in case you want to clip anything on. On the back side, I created a pocket that has another little tag here. Okay, and then that goes back in here. And then using the other part of the picture that's flipped over here, I created a tuck spot and just put in a little piece of tea-stained paper, tea-dyed paper. Some of these papers have some mica powder in them. They really don't pick up on camera, and it's really subtle in real life, but some of them do have a little bit of shimmer to them. Just a crinkled up piece of paper with some punching there. This is a piece of paper that's probably about 120 years old. It's lighter, feels lighter than standard copy paper, and the aging on the edge, I don't know if it picks up on camera or not, is the actual aging of the paper itself. Okay, over here is a triple envelope that's adhered down, and I just created little tags to go inside. And then this thing opens like this, and there's journaling space on the back.
Grandma, I got you something.
Thank you, baby. Sorry, everyone. My granddaughter is here for the summer. She's 6 years old, and she's sitting next to me, and she's doing some drawing. Thank you, baby. That's beautiful.
Grade.
Yes, and you're in first grade. All right, over here is an envelope. Just inked it up a little bit to be used to hold memorabilia, pictures, what have you.
Yeah.
Some more tea stained papers. This is the center of the signature. I left the strings long so you can add charms to them and let them dangle out the bottom if you want. You could tie it in a bow, you could trim it down. I just left it for you to decide what you want to do. There's some stenciling here. Over here is some little trim. There's a safety pin here with a little bead, and up here a bulb pin with a little bead on it. Over here is another part of an envelope. Again, I just left it so that you could add memorabilia to it. Here's the rest of that really old piece of paper. I just folded it over. You could actually put a paper clip in and, use it as a tuck spot. If you want, you could, put a little bit of glue here and up there to create your own tuck spot. But this is a pretty thin piece of paper, so I just left it for you to decide what to do with it, write on it or whatever. Over here, paper clipped on the edge of this page.
And there's a button on it.
There is a button on it. Is this doily that I stitched together with 3 pieces of paper that I just tore and inked up the edges to be used as journaling space. A little bit of tulle on there. Book page. Okay, here's the other side of one of those really old pieces of paper. Over here I created a top banner tuck. This is a piece of cardboard from the paper pack with some paper adhered to the back just around the edges so it has a nice little crinkly effect when you write on it, which I really like. I did get a little bit of glue on some of the stuff when I was working on this. I apologize for that. So there's that.
It says, "Joy to the world, the Lord has come."
Very good, baby. Thank you. All right.
And something else is right here. Right.
Okay, wait. More tracing paper. Here tucked in this top tuck is this envelope. It has some dictionary bits on it and just a little cluster. Inside is a little card that's blank on both sides for journaling.
And that's an envelope.
It is an envelope, babe. Okay. Over here, more blank journaling space. There's a belly band here. I made this little notebook. It just has some pieces of dyed notebook paper. Okay, and that just tucks right back in there. Alright, on to the second signature. There's a little pocket here with this little tag. Just has, I think, 3 pieces of lined notebook paper that have been dyed. A little bit of vintage, I don't know what you call that there. But yeah, that. A little Bible verse. More stenciling. And this is a paper bag. I just left it empty, but you could use it to put mementos in or other tags, anything that you want to create to add to your journal. Blank piece of paper here. This is pretty old paper, probably around 100 years old. This is part of a picture that you'll see the rest of in just a bit. It's just glued down here to help hold this envelope in the journal. I had to glue the edges of this because this trim just wanted to fray instantly. I didn't do a great job, but it is what it is. It's gold and black and red. And on this side, this envelope with this card for journaling. I just colored that in with a colored pencil. More blank paper. Over here is part of an envelope. Nope. Part of a bag. You'll see the rest of it in a bit. And I made this little wax seal and just adhered it onto a piece of paper. I put some lines in there just to be used as journaling. Here is, I made this little pocket here out of the rest of that bag that I cut apart. I stitched it on, put a little gem there, a little bead. Maybe you
It
can't
looks like
see
a
it.
button to me.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. And here is this little thing. Just has a couple of pieces of scrap paper inside. And that tucks in there. This tucks in the other pocket. Some Bible verses, what to do when you're waiting on God. And then this comes out, your personal notes, some lines for writing, journaling. Okay, and that just tucks back in here.
From
Over here is another little pocket setup that I created. It has 5 pockets in it. You just have 5 different tags inside. Center one. Okay. Sorry. And then I guess I could wait until after I'm done filming to put everything back together, but... And then this one. And this one. Okay, so 5 little tags in this little pocket. Again, we're at the center of the signature with the strings that you can use in any way you want. Did a little bit of stamping and punching on this piece of resume paper. Here's the other part of that bag. This has another one of those little trio pockets in it. This one just has my prayer list instead of personal notes. Not going to pull everything out because it's the same as the other one. More tea-stained paper. And a little bit of neat little trim here. There's a bulb pin with a bead on it. This is a dual pocket created out of some baking paper that I used. I stitched it in because it wouldn't adhere because of the baking paper, I guess. A little doily, book page, some of that lace, and some flowers there. Those are actually stitched down because they wouldn't adhere either. And this little pocket is a couple of journaling cards, and again made of really lightweight cardstock. And then in this pocket here is this tag. There's some stamping on it. I don't know if it really shows up. And this is a little wood embellishment that I colored with a Sharpie to change the color. Inside there's no stamping or anything, but journaling space, and there's some stamping on the back. Okay. Next page is that picture, and I used that to help create these pockets, the rest of that picture. More of this paper, the other side of the bag for mementos, blank paper, and then a side banner tuck spot that I made here with this card that has paper glued to the back of it. I left this blank so that if you want to add a picture or anything like that, you could. Alright, next signature, last signature. There's a tuck spot here on the cover, and there is this, the Lord is my strength. And these are 3 index cards, and I scored them so that they fold over nicely so they can be used as journaling space. Okay, and then this has some stenciling on it. And oh yeah, let me flip that envelope closed. Oops, sorry about that. Alright, over here is a triple pocket that actually has another pocket, so a quad pocket. And a little tag in there. Here I made a little pouch out of some of my baking paper.
Yeah, baking paper.
Blank on the back.
Blank on the back then.
Yeah, it is blank on the back, isn't it?
Yep.
Alright.
And on the front.
Here is a little card that I inked up. More journaling space. And back here, some Bible verses, what the Bible has to say about eternity. Okay, you can actually journal on this page too. Here's another part of that bag that's cut open so you can use it to store mementos.
Yep.
More tea-stained paper with some trim on it. There's a safety pin with a little bead. Over here is a picture of the Last Supper. And there's a tag in there because this creates a little pocket.
I need some space.
Baby, you're going to have to wait until I finish this, okay?
Okay.
And then we'll do some more drawing. Okay, over here this is blank again. I think I got a little bit of glue on there. But journaling space, a little bit of stamping, more blank, more of that really vintage paper. Again, we're at the center of the signature with the really long strings. Another piece of paper that's just folded over. Again, you could create a tuck spot if you want, or just put something there. Put a paper clip, a little bit of stamping, more resume paper. Here's a little pocket that I created out of the end of that one picture. In here is just some scraps of paper that you could use for journaling. Same with this side, just some random scraps of paper. And then there's a pocket right here with this little card that I stuck inside. And that just goes back there. More blank paper. And I put this in, more of that lightweight cardstock for a journaling card. And blank. Here, I didn't create these. They're all over the place. People are doing them all the time, but I think I'm the only one that calls them a PS pocket. Because it's like you write here and you have an afterthought, so PS. Anyway, a little bit of embellishment, stamping there, and this just tucks right back in there. Another part of one of those bags, and inside is this envelope that I made. Put the little wax seal and ribbon on there. I didn't seal it shut or anything so that you have all this journaling space inside. And again, you can use this bag to store mementos as well. Another piece of blank paper with some trim on it, safety pin with a little bead. And finally, on the back of the signature is 3 little flip outs. They each have a safety pin with a bead, different bead, and they just pull out like this. They open up so that you have, journaling space there, and also some on the back. I'm not going to open them all because they're essentially the same. It's just the paper clips and the little image on them that varies. Okay, back here is this card. It's kind of thick, a couple pieces of cardstock together. It's shiny because I Mod Podged it. I think I also put some clear embossing powder over the top of it to give it to some stability, but this is to be used when you're journaling, so you can just slip it behind a piece of paper to give it a little bit of a hard surface behind it to make it easier to do your writing. Okay, and then here again with the end paper, I made a couple little pockets again. This one is just a full sheet of copy paper that's been tea stained, tea dyed. And then another little card here out of that lightweight cardstock that can be used for journaling or what have you. Okay, and that is the end of the flip through of Faith 3. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if I got out of frame a little bit.
Yeah.
Not used to...
We're sorry for using the frame too much.
Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.